What would you do if you finally found your dream job, stress-free, great pay, flexible hours, only to realize it was the very thing that would destroy your life? After graduating from the university, Adanne had high hopes. Like every other fresh graduate, she dreamed of getting a well-paying job, supporting her family, and living the soft life. But reality hit hard. For over 3 years, she was jobless. Every CV she dropped came back with silence. She took up menial jobs, POS attendant, house help on weekends, washing clothes for people, just to stay afloat. Her parents constantly asked for support, her siblings looked up to her, and neighbors whispered about how long she had been idle. It was getting to her. Depression knocked daily. She'll often pick up her school certificates and weep deeply, asking herself, will this go to waste? Her family constantly reminded her of her responsibilities, and the pressure became unbearable. Every night, she would cry herself to sleep, praying for just one opportunity. One job. One breakthrough. Luckily, she wasn't completely alone. She had a best friend, Chisholm. Chisholm came from a wealthy home and would often slip her small amounts of cash when things got tight. Adanne had even met Chisholm's father once, an elegant, quiet man who always wore white. They never spoke much, but he left a strong impression on her. One hot Thursday afternoon, while working at a POS kiosk, a black SUV pulled up in front of her. A tall man in a black suit stepped out. He looked expensive, everything from his watch to his shoes screamed money. He smiled at her. "Hello, beautiful. How are you doing?" She replied politely, wondering who he was. "A fine girl like you shouldn't be doing this kind of job. It's not befitting. What if I offer you a better job, stress-free, well-paid? Would you accept it?" Adanne, without hesitation, said yes. He brought out a brown envelope and handed it to her. "Read through the document inside. Only sign if you're comfortable with the terms and conditions. Report to the address on the paper at exactly 8 p.m. on Saturday." Before she could say another word, he entered the SUV, and it drove off. That night, Adanne sat on her bed under the dim bulb and tore the envelope open. Inside was a printed sheet with short, formal words. Thames Logistics was the company's name. An address and a set of rules. Be punctual. Do not open or tamper with delivery. The letterhead looked professional. The document mentioned confidentiality, night shifts, and package delivery. Nothing unusual stood out to her. She was desperate. The pay was mouth-watering. By thumbprinting, you agree to the terms and conditions of this role. No questions asked. Without thinking twice, she thumbprinted the contract, unaware she had just signed away her safety. Saturday night came. Dressed in black jeans and a simple top, she showed up at the address, an unmarked warehouse at the edge of town. A woman welcomed her with a calm smile and introduced her to her role. "Every night, you'll pick up a sealed box from this warehouse and deliver it to a particular SUV that parks outside. You don't need to know what's inside. You don't need to ask questions. Just deliver and go." The job was easy. Too easy. For the next 3 months, Adanne worked smoothly. She only worked at night, once a day. She had free time during the day, and the pay was so good it almost felt illegal. But she didn't care. She was finally living. Every night, the same black SUV showed up. Same time. Same place. The same guard in a black suit would step down, collect the box, and leave. The back seat of the SUV was tinted. Adanne never saw who sat inside. She didn't ask questions. After all, why ruin a good thing? Her family stopped complaining. Adanne started living large. She was glowing. She got a nice apartment, got herself a car, sent money to her family in the village. She could literally afford whatever she needed. She sat down one day in her living room reminiscing on how she was suffering, trekking to her POS workplace tired and hungry, the landlord screaming on her for rent renewal. Mocking chants from neighbors. Then she smiled to herself and thanked God for redeeming her. One afternoon, she went to the salon to make her nails. While she was on it, he heard gossips from other customers about a certain company named Thames Logistics. Adanne, shocked, she whispered to herself, "That's where I work." She paid attention to hear what they had to say. One said, "I heard that company is into drug trafficking." The other said, "No, what I heard is that they're into money laundering." They went on, and Adanne said nothing. When she was done, she left the salon back home. Then she kept pondering on the gossip at the salon, but never paid too much attention because of the heavy pay and convenient working hours. Which job pays 1.5 million naira weekly for just making delivery? No, it's just gossip, nothing serious. The job is too good and I can't leave it. She continued for the next 3 months until one day. She told her best friend Chisholm, vaguely, "I got a delivery job. Night runs. Pays well." Chisholm smiled. "I'm happy for you." But her smooth operation was cut short. The police had gotten a hint. An anonymous report had been filed, suspicious activities. Odd deliveries. Something shadous going on in that building. The police launched a secret investigation. After gathering enough intel, they planned a night raid. That night, as usual, Adanne arrived at the warehouse and was handed the box. She stepped outside toward the black SUV like she always did. But this time, something was off. The SUV was parked, but there was tension in the air. As she approached the car with the box in hand, armed police officers swarmed out from nearby bushes. "Hands up! Don't move!" She froze. Confused. Terrified. Officers surrounded her, grabbed the box from her hands, and tore it open. Inside were human organs packed neatly in blood-sealed containers. Adanne was shocked. At the same time, other officers raided the warehouse, arresting the staff, ransacking the office, and gathering more evidence. The operation was massive. They arrested the guard in the black suit, the anonymous man inside the SUV, and Adanne. She was charged on the spot. When they reached the station, and everyone was booked, Adanne sat in the corner, shivering. Then she looked up, and saw the man they brought in from the SUV. She gasped. She knew that face. It was Chief Ikenna, her best friend Chisholm's father. Adanne couldn't breathe. It was him all along. She had been unknowingly delivering human organs to her best friend's father, a man who used them for rituals to sustain his wealth and power. And she never knew. The police, determined to uncover more, proceeded to Chief Ikenna's mansion to search for evidence. They found documents, blood-stained robes, and ritual materials. But that wasn't all. They also found Chisholm at home, drinking wine in the living room, unaware that her father had just been arrested. She was picked up too. When they brought her to the station and she saw Adanne behind bars, she broke down in tears. "I'm sorry," she whispered through the cell bars. Adanne stared at her in confusion. You knew?" Chisholm nodded slowly. "I knew everything, but I only wanted to help you. You were suffering and I thought it was a good idea to talk to my dad to give you the delivery job. I didn't know his cover will be blown just 3 months after you joined the company." Adanne wept. Her best friend, the one person she trusted, had led her into a deadly trap. The company was shut down. Chief Ikenna faced life in prison. Chisholm was charged for aiding and abetting. Adanne's case became complicated. Despite her ignorance, she had been part of the operation. According to the law, ignorance is not an excuse. She was charged, though with reduced sentences due to lack of intent. It is pertinent to note that, in a world where desperation meets opportunity, always ask questions. Not every shiny job offer is a blessing, some are silent traps wrapped in gold. Read contracts. Seek understanding. And never trust blindly, even when the offer comes from someone you love.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment and share.